Iran spreads Covid-19. Lack of a serious response to the coronavirus pandemic by the Tehran regime allowed the virus to spread not only throughout Iran, but also throughout the region. Positive tests on people returning from Iran were reported in Afghanistan, Lebanon, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in a speech to mark Persian New Year, claimed the virus was a conspiracy made in the US. He said the virus, quote-unquote, is specifically built for Iran, using the genetic data of Iranians, which they have obtained through various means. Iran, he said, has the capacity to deal with challenges and problems at every level, at the same time as rejecting US assistance, saying it was only an attempt to spread the virus even further. He added the US healthcare team, quote-unquote, would come here to see the effect of the poison they have produced in person. The conspiracy theories roll on. Several Chinese officials said the virus was delivered to Wuhan by the US military. Following this, the US State Department summoned the Chinese ambassador to explain. President Trump calls it a Chinese virus, and one US senator claims it's a Chinese-made bioweapon. However, Khamenei showed more awareness of the risks to his own health when withdrawing from his expected appearance in Mashhad and his usual speech at the Imam Reza shrine. Interestingly, the commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, also accused the US, claiming coronavirus as, quote-unquote, Americans' biological warfare. Which is doubly ironic, in that the IRGC contributed to the spread of the virus perhaps more than any other single factor. Mahan Air, which has ownership links to the IRGC and Quds forces and is US sanctioned for transporting IRGC weapons and personnel, continued to fly between Iran and China long beyond the date they said they had ceased. On the 2nd of February, the Chinese ambassador to Iran, Chang Hua, said Mahan Air's CEO, Hamid Arabnejad, was cooperating with China. 2 days later, the Iranian Students' News Agency criticized the continued China-Iran flights. Mahan Air said they'd ended all such flights. However, Mahan Air continued to fly between Tehran and the Chinese cities of Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen until February the 23rd, a total of 55 flights in all. Even worse, 2 weeks the government admitted Iranians were dying from Covid-19, Mahan Air still hadn't cancelled their flights to the same 4 Chinese locations. Bahram Parsaei, a member of Iran's parliament, singled out Mahan Air as a prime suspect behind the country's devastating outbreak. Despite the tragic influence of Mahan Air, the Tehran regime's indifference is responsible for the devastation coronavirus has caused, with a catalogue of mistakes. Firstly, they tried to cover up the problem, even denying the existence of coronavirus, and later that it had failed to act. Documents show that in January the government was aware of the spreading infection, yet they rejected medical reports as rumour and persecuted the whistleblowers. Rather than prepare for developments in their own country, for their own citizens, they sent millions of face masks to China. Rather than warn the public of the relentlessness of the virus, they prepared for celebrations for the 41st anniversary of the Islamic Revolution. This encouraged closer public contact, exacerbating the spread of the illness. Rather than quarantine the virus centres, Qom and Tehran, they allowed panic to control events, allowing people to flee to uninfected locations, spreading the virus further. Rather than admit politician Mohammad Ali Ramizani and the IRGC's Hossein Assadollahi died of coronavirus, they claim it is the result of chemical warfare from the Iran-Iraq War of 1980 to 88. Rather than oppose religious observance, the Masume Shrine in Qom welcomed visitors because Mohammed Saidi alleged it was, quote-unquote, a place of healing. Eventually, Iran's leaders took action to control the spread of the virus. Khamenei issued a fatwa against unnecessary travel. The regime banned all travel between Iranian cities and closed all the major religious shrines and centres. Too little, too late, and too slow.